Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to the KVJ After the Show Podcast. Really kind of want to get to this during the regular show here today, and it's one of those things I printed up and then had too much shit going on, didn't get to it. Yeah, somebody said I was cruising Facebook, and my boss had made this post. This would have been yesterday afternoon. It said, did anyone else just see the huge military plane that just flew in super low over Jupiter?
Yeah, it was on TV, too. They were doing it on News Channel 12. They were covering it.
Yeah, and I was kind of like trying to skim some of the news stuff today. I hadn't seen any reports on it. What did they say? What was it?
I don't know. I just saw the story on TV. I couldn't hear what it was, but it was like, yeah, low-flying plane in Jupiter. And then they highlighted the video where the plane is, like, right above the houses. I was like, ooh.
Wow.
That does not seem safe.
There's been sightings of low-flying, weird jet black helicopters to the point where it'll follow individuals when they're either in the woods or just kind of even in some neighborhoods. And the jet black helicopter will fly really low. It will hover, and there's been reports of men coming out with guns facing you, looking at you, and then kind of just getting right back in and just darting away. There's been several reports of that.
And then you shit your pants.
I don't think that's what this is.
Imagine you're in the woods and a black helicopter follows you and guys point guns at you. You're like, ah!
And then just to the point where you think you're going to die, and then they take off, and you have no explanation of what just fucking happened.
That's crazy.
I'll send you the literature about it.
Okay. There's all kinds of mysterious stuff that's going on.
I hope I never see that in person because I will mess my drawers.
Keep in mind, too, when you're out in the woods thinking you're all alone, those days are starting to be going bye-bye because there are people thinking they're doing and getting away with shit in the woods, and drones and other cameras you don't know are there are recording your every move. So if you want to go out in the woods and you think you're jerking off by yourself, you're not.
Wow.
Who goes in the woods to jerk off by themselves?
It's a lot of effort. I mean, unless you live on the edge of the woods, yeah.
Creepos definitely do that.
Do they?
Have you
no,
ever?
I think creepos like to be seen. I think creepos leave the woods to go jerk off somewhere else.
It's a good
Have you
Yeah.
ever been in the woods by yourself and tugged it?
Not one time.
Okay, good.
I just thought that was kind of something weird.
I would look at you a little different.
I would look at myself different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, been a couple crazy stories. Denise had sent us an email today saying they got some radio waves coming from a section like a planet about 120 million light years away, which I guess is supposed to be relatively close. Now, it could just be planets exploding, stars colliding, things like that. Who knows? But, you know, some people say maybe it is a intelligent life form that is trying to reach out.
A lot of
Say hello.
alien hopefuls out there.
We're coming to kill you. Warning.
I feel like if there are aliens, and I'm not saying there are because I don't know, but if there are, I feel like they're already smarter than us and they're watching us. And if they wanted to communicate, they could.
I agree with you.
Like, oh, they're trying to communicate. They're sending these radio waves. No. I think if they wanted to talk to you, they would figure out a way to supersede your television and all of a sudden it'd be like, this is a message from Marvin, the head Martian.
Well, I think what a lot of people do is they think that there's one type of alien out there. There's one little green man. There's green men, and that's all there is. My opinion, there's species out there, and there are species that we'll never come in contact with. But I do agree with, I think we have already come in contact with aliens. I think they have been to Earth. I think they remain coming to Earth. And, yeah, I kind of agree with actually what you're saying, Virginia. I don't think they're here to harm us. I think they could if they wanted to.
Yeah, they could because they're smarter, they're better.
See, the thing I can't, to me, what makes sense, if you're more evolved, you should be less violent, not more.
Yes.
I agree.
So
That's why I don't think they're going to hurt us.
The reason why...
I think we're the idiots. We're the ones who keep hurting each other
the only thing
for no
that
reason.
they're going to stop us before we blow up this planet.
So if you look back on the whole UFO boom, you'll notice that a lot of people saw sightings. And we're talking regular people having encounters right when there was a lot of the atom bomb and they were doing all the testing with all that kind of nuclear war stuff, all that kind of, when we started delving into
we'll step in if we have to.
Yes, and that's when, according to some people believe that's when they flew in and said, you guys aren't fucking doing that. You got to stop.
Are we supposed to be in the lobby? All the employees are taking a group picture right now.
We are. Okay, audience, we'll be back in about 4 minutes.
I'm not sure I'm going to come back, but probably won't.
Everybody who works here has on this goofy red shirt that we have on, and we're supposed to be in the lobby taking a group picture.
I don't.
See, I already altered my shirt. Unfortunately, it says Alpha Cares, and I put who in between, so I can't go out. So,
do you want me to go and rep the show?
No.
All right.
I mean, we'll go pop down there as soon as we're done with all this, but
No, they'll be done, Kevin. They're taking one picture. And then
they're out there till 7 p.m. But we'll go down and
No, that's not what I'm talking about.
Oh.
There's a group photo taking place in the lobby.
At 10:15. They wanted everyone there at 10:15, but our podcast starts at.
Oh, they're getting in the elevator. They're all going downstairs.
Okay, so do we end the podcast after 6 minutes?
That's your girl talking right now.
I'm just keeping you informed so you know what's going on, and it's your call.
She doesn't want us to appear like we are divas.
Exactly. We struggle with this. A lot of people call us divas.
Well, but then you're put in this situation. Who do you try to appease?
The audience.
Right.
Always.
Okay. Then it's no argument. There you go. They win.
Do I leave on the shirt or can I take it off? It's covering my new tits.
I look like I'm photoshopped in every photo anyway. Can't you just Photoshop me in this with the Alpha Who Cares shirt on?
I was there.
Right. Let's just do. I'm going to look that way anyway.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think this is an appearance by Dickie Rance.
Dickie Rance, everybody.
Yes, he's back, and I love it.
Yeah. There we go. We're fine.
I like how Virginia wants to take off the nice charity shirt so she can show off her tits.
That's what life is about. I did not go through 4 hours of surgery on Friday so I could tuck these tits away. Oh, no. They on display.
Bring them out, girl.
Yes.
Bring them out. Bring them out.
I still got surgical tape on them, but you can't see that. All you see is cleave.
I can't wait till the day we move away from the surgical tape stuff. It makes my titties feel weird.
You want to see it?
No, absolutely not.
I'm dying to show somebody.
Surgical tape.
Yeah.
It was doing something.
It's covering the incision where it's sewn back together.
Yeah.
It's pretty awful.
It is awful. She talked about it in great detail.
I'm not trying to ruin tits for you.
Yeah.
She's trying to ruin something. I'm not sure what it is.
Maybe I am. I'm evil.
Kev, the meeting. We gotta go take a picture. Let's go.
Braden sent in this email. He said, howdy, Clit Eastwood. I have an idea that I think the nation deserves. I believe that we deserve a Virginia Hell Week full of 5 sudden death challenges voted on by the nation. It's time she paid her dues.
Yeah.
Well, she just did the pumpkin booty.
Yeah.
I'd agree
Yeah.
with that email.
What's this dick's name?
Braden.
Braden. Why don't you go scratch?
Also, I have some more of Jaybird's acronym game.
Oh, let's do it.
Jaybird is throwing out these acronyms that usually he can't figure out after he's done it.
I think I got him now.
CTC.
CTC.
What is that? You threw that out in
Come
the show.
on, Bird.
Do you know it?
I don't know.
Oh, chicken tender.
Champion.
Champion or cock. One of the, I can't remember. CTC. Only talking CTC.
That's what you said.
Chubby, tiny, cock. No, I keep going.
Oh, that's too close to home.
What is a CTC?
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Oh, Bird, you know that shit. Let's go.
Bird, disappointing.
I'm embarrassed. Okay.
A little DH.
DH is
Dry humping.
Don't tell me.
Oh, sorry.
Dry humping.
How's Virginia know these more than you? These are your acronyms.
These are your words.
Don't gotta give me a chance.
How is it she knows them better than you do?
Oh fuck! All right, here we go. Is that it?
No. BBT is what? Today is BBT.
Today is BBT. Big Burger Time. Big BBT. Big
Blue Ball Tuesday.
Oh.
BBT. That was just last week.
PO. Sometimes you just got to PO.
Sometimes you just gotta.
Or you should.
Sometimes you gotta.
Peace out?
Oh, peace out.
I got it. Nothing.
Pull out.
Pull out.
When did I say that? When did I say that crude comment?
You filthy.
I know.
You kiss your Aunt Ann with that mouth?
Same.
Talking about pulling out.
What?
Jaybird.
Bird.
Right.
I'd like to hear the context that was said in.
He must have been drinking.
How about NP? NP, little NP. Almost kind of gave it away the way I said it there.
No penetration?
Oh, that's a good guess. It's nipple play.
Nipple play.
Yeah.
By the way, got some emails from some people who definitely have said that they can climax with nipple play.
Okay, invite him in. Prove it.
Prove it. Prove it.
Sometimes you got to LIBW.
Sometimes you got to... I just did this one.
Yep. you did.
LIBW. Live in the now, bitches. Wait. What is it again? LIB. Sometimes you got to live in...
LIBW.
LIBW. Live in...
Live in the now.
Live in...
Oh, I thought I knew it. I don't know
What is it? This is hurting my brain. And what is it?
What is it? Live in both worlds.
That was yesterday, Bird.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
Or live in the now.
Live in the now is another good one, though.
Or leaf in the wind.
That's Virginia's. Anytime Virginia, when the world's too much and she can't take it anymore, she becomes peaceful Virginia and just accepts everything. Everything's a leaf in the wind, Kev.
Huh.
That's what I know she's going through some shit.
Just a leaf in the wind.
When she's positive, I'm just a leaf in the wind, Virginia.
So things are wrong when Virginia's positive.
I've noticed when people are overly positive and they're not normally overly positive, they are going through some shit, like the girl or guy that throws in 11 quotes.
Inspirational quotes.
Yes, within the course of an hour and a half. We get it, you want to be positive, but an hour and a half, you've done 12 of them? You're going through something, and that's okay. We all go through shit.
We know you're melting down.
And that's okay.
Got here, Mike from L.A. sent us an email, said, hey, you brought up superpowers lately and being able to fly. Every time you talk about it, though, Jaybird mentions his fear of heights and how he would only fly a couple feet off the ground. So, quick question for the bird. Jason, do you think you would still be afraid of heights if you were able to fly? Because the fear of heights is really just the fear of falling from heights.
That's a great question because, good point. When I'm in a plane, I'm not at all freaked out. When I'm in the actual plane and looking down, it doesn't scare me that much. I think what I suffer from is wide open spaces. I get vertigo. I start to get dizzy. So when I'm up high and looking out at a wide open area, that is textbook, you're fucked, Bird.
Do you hate the Dixie Chicks song, Wide Open Spaces?
I actually like that song. But yeah,
ironic.
wide open spaces. I don't like heights, but looking out at the big old windows, and there's something with it. I think visibly I have a tough time processing it in my brain.
Okay.
Even when I was a little kid, I couldn't look up in the sky. I thought the stars were going to make me go blind.
Well, Paris Hilton, the song you like, Stars Are Blind.
That is true.
Yeah.
Full
Maybe that's
circle.
why you, even against the best reasoning, still like that song.
It was a big part of why I went to therapy as a 6 or 7-year-old. I couldn't look up at the stars because I thought they were going to make me go blind.
You could do your own version of Stars Are Blind.
Yeah.
But sexier.
Oh, yeah.
Jay Money from the Ford has a simple question with a not so simple answer. Okay. Would you rather be kicked in the dick or punched in the balls?
Kicked in the dick and twice on Sunday. Yeah, ball pain is way different than dick pain. Both are awful. Ball pain sticks around for a minute.
Makes you sick in your stomach. Yeah, dick pain just hurts in your dick.
Yeah, well, I've had a foul ball. I've had a baseball hit off of my dick and off of my balls, and the balls are way worse. Oh, my gosh. Ugh.
Yeah, it's pretty hard.
You nicked my ball one time, and I was down for 10 minutes. I mean, and you've shot my ball, too.
That's what took out Gibby Darlington.
I was down for...
Your balls hate me.
They do.
Caused a lot of trauma down there.
When they see me, they just like go into your butthole, probably.
You have a talent. You just know how to pinpoint, like a... If I have a nut, you're going to be able to hit it.
It's a gift.
It is a gift.
You think you have scar tissue on your nuts?
From her?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a little...
just life.
I have a little scar because when you hit me on the nard, it kind of like ricocheted nard / peen.
Right or left?
Left. Yeah, left. Yeah.
Interesting.
Gave me a mini scar.
Kevin, kiss it.
I really thought I had to go to the hospital that day. That was one of those bits.
You probably should have.
Yeah, I really thought I had to leave, and I thought my nut was gone. I thought you destroyed.
It just came right off.
Kevin, it felt like that. The pain and the disbelief.
Looked like she was playing pool.
I couldn't even believe
Right ball, corner pocket.
I couldn't even.
I told you I was crotch hunting.
Did other things surgically removed from your ass.
Well, if you listen back to the audio, you could even tell in Kevin's voice he knew it was real. Like, hey, Bird is fucked.
Yeah, bad.
No
They look
faking
bad.
there.
No.
Peggy with call him out. She's at a Walgreens. Guy was there at the pharmacist, and he was saying he can't fill out the paperwork because he's blind, can't even see her face. Shortly thereafter, I couldn't help but follow this gentleman out of the store to the parking lot where he climbs in the driver's seat of a late model battered and bruised Chrysler minivan, lights up a smoke. He's got his handicap placard hanging from the rearview mirror, and for a minute or so, you sit there shaking your head, question whether or not you should call him a cab or 911, because here's a guy who said that he can't see the sign and he can't see her face, yet he's going to drive away in Green Acres. I could not leave without saying something.
Uh-oh.
So I approached him. I said, sorry to interfere, but I think I overheard you tell the pharmacist that you are blind and unable to see her face, let alone complete the paperwork. I'm concerned that you're in the driver's seat and wondering if I might order you a lift. No, thanks, he said. I only live a few blocks away. I can see the road just fine. Which is followed by a short story about how his expensive glasses were stolen at the nursing home that he's staying in. Then he thanked me for the concern, but before leaving, I prayed with him and asked angels to guide him home directly and safely and to keep all the drivers on his path safe as well.
You are in it, baby.
Peggy
You are
got
so
involved.
in it.
Peggy got into it.
I mean, you ended it with a prayer.
That was sweet of you, but be careful, Peggy.
Her approach, though, I think was good. She didn't
Yeah.
come off dicky. She said, hey, let me call you.
Concerned.
Yeah, that's good.
Clearly, you must want a lift.
He's probably just lying because he doesn't want to fill out the paperwork. That's all that is.
I think you're
He's like,
right.
bullshit paperwork. I'm not filling that out. I'm conveniently blind.
Can you fill this out for me?
Yeah.
There's probably going to be a lot of great excuses you can use when you're old.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
that kind of stuff. Nobody's going to question it.
You're right.
You'll be like, okay.
Yeah.
I broke my hip. Even you could say you broke your hip and you can't walk that way.
When we're old, can we please prank people? Because I feel like we could really get away with a lot of stuff.
I love it.
So next week?
I'm in.
Got this email from Jamie. Said, so anyway, let me make sure somebody I'm going to come back to that one. This one, talked to him briefly yesterday. I had a little bit of a connection with his phone problem, but Ira talked to him. He's got somebody that's been staying in his place. A day labor pays $30 a day, Monday through Friday. Called in several times in the last 3 weeks, claiming he's sick. He has an opiate problem, walks around our apartment like he owns the place, but he has been disrespecting my wife when I'm not around. He called my wife a bitch on 3 different occasions.
Oh, no.
I've confronted him. He says my wife is rude to him at times. He pays $30 a day, can't get a real job. I tell him, listen, you got a roof over your head, food to eat, shower, and a TV to watch. I threatened to throw him out, and he said that I need to give him at least a 30-day notice, though he isn't on the lease, and he said we can't make it on our own. I think also he put a couple of the utilities in his own name, right?
Yeah, I think that's what he had said. So what you have to do is you just have to go start the eviction process. You're going to have to go to the courthouse, and I think it's going to cost you a little bit of money, but you can't have somebody in your house threatening your peace. If he's calling your wife a bitch and he's being nasty and disrespectful to you and your wife, you need to kick him out. Whatever money he's paying you in rent is not worth it for the destruction of your relationship with your wife.
No doubt.
Your wife should be your queen.
She's your queen to be.
Question mainly for Virginia. My boyfriend and I have friends that have invited us to several birthday parties over the years, and they always pick up the check for the entire table, always. But they're very well off, and it's certainly appreciated. But my question is this the proper etiquette for inviting people to dinner? Are you expected to pay the check? My birthday's coming up, and I'd like to invite a bunch of friends, but my boyfriend feels like he needs to pay for the entire check since that's what they do. The rest of my friends certainly don't expect this, and we are used to splitting the bill for these kind of events. So what's the proper way to go about it? I don't think we should have to pay for everyone since that will severely limit who I invite. But he seems to feel pressure because that's what this one couple has always done. What do you think?
It's tricky. And when it comes to friends and money, this is a very tricky one. So if you're going to have a party and you're not going to pay for everybody, when you send out the text, just put that in there. Say, we'll all do separate checks if that's okay with everybody. They know your financial status. And if you have wealthy friends and they invite you and they're doing better than you and they invite you to dinner, usually they will pick up the check. That's just being cool. Hashtag be cool.
When you invite your friend, if you are the one saying, hey, I'd like to take you out to dinner, you're kind of, in my opinion, it sounds like you're the one leading it and
Right.
paying for that.
But if you don't want to pick up the check because you can't afford it, that's completely understandable. And they probably don't want you to put yourself financially out like
Right.
that. Just include that in the check. Say, hey, we'll all be on separate checks if that's okay with everybody.
And if they're your friends, you should be able to be on the level of saying, look, man, I just can't afford it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And that's what my friends do.
Yeah.
They will understand that. Absolutely.
This email says, so I've recently been talking to this guy for a couple of weeks that I've known since high school. We connected through Facebook, and I'm starting to like him. Problem is, I dated his older brother in high school for a couple of months. It was nothing. But 5 years ago, we reconnected, and we slept together a few times. He was going through a divorce, as was I, and that's all it was a fling. We weren't looking for anything else. I don't know if he knows about it or if he even knows I was ever with his brother. Should I say something? I don't want to ruin what we have. Kind of crazy about him, and I don't know what to do. By the way, the brother is married now to someone else.
Okay, so
You take this one, Bird.
I would, if I was in her situation, I would eventually come clean with the history, just in case 10 years down the road, let's say you guys are together and you find out that you slept with his brother and you had that secret and he knows the secret and everyone knows the secret. When you're the last one to know on something, you kind of feel stupid. I would just say, I'd be honest with it because it's the truth. It happened.
When do you think that moment's right? So
when-
you lock down the other person, you know they're not going to go anywhere for some kind of like bombshell like
I
that?
think you get about 7 vodkas in.
That's the
Oh,
worst time
boy.
to do it, actually. I think when you really feel like this is the person you want to have a commitment with, I say you sit them down and go, look, there's something that's on my mind, because it's clearly on your mind. You're emailing the radio show. You know you probably need to tell this person this probably. Because if it comes out late, I don't think he's going to like that.
Okay.
Is that terrible
when
advice?
it seems like you're going
No.
into like overdrive when it comes to relationship, you get to that point and be like, hey, by the way, no big deal. I banged your brother several
Say it
times.
just like that.
He did it real good.
Yes, obviously a much bigger crank than you.
But I'm
still,
sure you're better.
I like your heart better.
I'm sure you're
You're a better person. He's better in bed.
Yeah.
I would, if I was her, I would come clean, but I'm sure other people would do it differently.
You'll feel better if you come clean.
Okay.
You'll feel better.
Okay.
Hopefully, it doesn't hurt your relationship.
And it might. I mean, I'll be honest with you. It might hurt your relationship, but I just have a feeling that's going to come out eventually.
Let me see. You got this email from Erica. So I need your help. What are your thoughts on dating after the end of a marriage? Specifically, how early on you should reveal to a new person about your past. I know it's considered baggage for a lot of people if a person has been previously married or is in the process of getting divorced, but my marriage ended because it sort of just fizzled despite our efforts to make it work for many years. There are no hard feelings or any lingering hope of reconciliation by either one of us. I know why it's considered baggage by a lot of people, especially young people, but I think my situation is unique and how peaceful everything ended. We married right after high school. We're now in our early 30s. We have no children, even though I always wanted them, but my ex didn't. My biological clock is definitely ticking, so I don't want to wait too long to date, especially because I want multiple children.
Okay. When you say the biological clock is ticking, that is you want babies, not that you're horny, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you could be both.
Got ya.
You could want babies and like to get it in.
Oh, yeah.
I definitely don't want to scare off a potential partner, though, because of my background before they give me a chance and get to know me. I prefer not to lie, but I also know on paper my situation sounds bad. LOL. How bad would it be to lie or not completely be upfront until the person got to know me? I know that if I heard my situation right off the bat, I'd be kind of freaked out without knowing the full story. I also haven't dated in a long time, obviously, so I don't have any idea of the timeline on when to discuss these kinds of things with people. Is it different if you do online dating? There you go. What is your advice for Erica? When does she need to say something about everything that's gone on, about divorce, separation? Oh, and yeah, I want you to fill me with your seed.
I think you take your time. You know, you don't have to reveal too much to anybody too soon. In fact, doing that will scare off a lot of potential great people because you have to let stuff naturally come out as you guys are talking about things and getting to know each other. The girl that leads with like the first few dates and tells you everything about her messy divorce and everything about her ex and why she hated him, and you come off as too much.
I just think it's a lot of information. That happened to me. I was on a date with this girl, and she was really pretty, and I was having a good time, but it was very early into the date. This is a first date, keep in mind, just like you're saying. And before I think appetizers hit, she had talked about how her boyfriend, like what her ex was into, and he liked to get peed on, or she liked to, something about pee. He was into peeing, and
I'd be like, check, please.
I was like, our fucking appetizers hasn't even got here yet. Can we maybe wait date 3 for the pissing stories?
Here's what you need to do. Be a little bit of a mystery. Everybody likes a little bit of a mystery. Don't be too open with all your information. Don't be too available with all your time. Be a little bit of a mystery. I promise you, you will be more exciting. An open book who vomits all of their life story on the first couple of dates is not attractive.
She probably feels like, okay, the clock's ticking,
No,
but if
the clock is not ticking.
But you'll probably get to where you want to faster. You're right. If you listen to Virginia and you're not like, I'm going to dump everything on you right now.
Don't do that because you're going to scare off 90% of the good guys out there.
So even though you're tempted to be like, I got to go fast, you don't have to.
Be a mystery.
And wait like date 3 for your piss stories.
Or maybe don't tell him your piss story.
There you go.
Don't tell him what your ex was into. How about that? Because he don't care and it's weird.
I could not agree with you more.
Don't talk about sex with your ex, with your new guy.
I hate when someone will do that.
So many girls do this.
I give a shit what Jake was into that he did to you. I don't want to know that bullshit.
I think a part of them needs some kind of validation to think that, oh yeah, I'm crazy sexually, so I got to share this story about what me and Jake did. No, nobody wants to hear what you and Jake did. You're turning guys off with that information.
The one girl I'm thinking of, she was, I actually liked her, but she kept doing that, and it weirded me out. I'm like, all right, I don't know about this.
She's obviously insecure. She needs to establish how crazy sexually she is. And so here's what we did. But be a mystery, ladies. Stop being so open book.
It goes for guys, too. Don't tell a chick, oh, yeah, the last chick, she loved reverse doggy. Just don't.
You're right. Guys
that.
really don't do that. Guys, naturally by nature, are a mystery. And that's what makes us more intrigued by you a lot of times. Because you're not an open book. And we're like, I must know more. He won't tell me. It's the human condition. Be a little bit of a mystery and you'll be more attractive.
And technically, I'm trying to imagine, what is reverse doggy?
Come here, I'll show you.
I meant to say reverse cowgirl.
What does that look
reverse
like?
You're going to get it. It's called pegging.
So reverse doggy, what would be reverse?
Reverse doggy is pegging.
Is it? Hold on, let me think about
this. Because see, if that were your thing and you're a chick and I walked in there because I'm so excited, I just hear doggy, I'm going, yeah. Next thing
Let's
I know.
do doggy.
Oh, God. Oh.
Reverse
You agreed to it. Oh, wait. I know, that's not what I meant.
Reverse doggy, not fun.
No.
Reverse doggy.
I didn't mean to agree to reverse doggy.
Oh, it's good stuff.
I'll just go south so fast. Guys never say, unless that's your thing.
Well, you're thinking you're doing reverse cowgirl, and all of a sudden you said reverse dog. You're like, wait, oh shit, wait, what?
That's why you got to take your time. Slow down.
Hopefully you're on your game and you haven't been drinking.
Before
You got to stop that real quick.
Before you know it, you're getting pegged and you don't know how. Amy Schumer, is this eye-opening? I don't know. I was like, try to be open-minded and hear the stories. She was on that podcast, which one of these times I'm going to try to listen to because I very much enjoy the couple of Kristen Bell and whoever that guy is, Dak Shepard.
Yeah.
He's got a podcast I hear is very good. I haven't listened to it yet, but I want to check it out. I don't know if I'll listen to this one or not, but I do have a little bit of the transcript. Amy Schumer was on there, and she was given the revelation of how it sucks to be a woman because how you get sexualized all the time. She said, quote, being a woman sucks. It's very difficult. We're sexualized all the time, even when it seems crazy. She said, I feel really bad for these girls who are so hot because you can't handle it. You can't have a conversation. Everything skews sexual, and you're going to be treated differently. 1 in 6 women reports being sexually assaulted, but really it's 1 in 3 women. So we're not even like, okay, is this going to happen? We're like, when? She said, we live in constant fear of violence. Just the feeling that we have all day. Walking past a guy sitting alone on a bench, we just brace ourselves. And I think that's something men don't really understand. And no, until reading that, and if she is right, I never knew that.
She is right to a certain extent. I mean, it's not as horrifying as she makes it, but if you're a woman walking by yourself, yeah, it is kind of like a constant tense feeling in your back.
Wow. Is that daylight, nighttime, all the time?
Oh, night, definitely.
Yeah.
But if you're walking in a park by yourself, if you're a guy or a girl and you're by yourself, I mean, I would be nervous walking by myself in a park.
Absolutely.
By myself. I mean,
and you should, because lots of crime happens in a park.
Yeah, it does.
I think that women always feel a little bit nervous. At least I know I do when you're by yourself.
Yeah.
Now there's strength in numbers, and that's why I tell my daughter Magnolia, you can't do anything outside without the buddy system. If you're going somewhere, I don't care where it is, buddy system, because you make yourself a harder victim that way. And that's what we're all trying to be, just not an easy target.
Yeah. I had a buddy of mine that was telling me that, he's a runner. And he said, I used to go out and I used to think the great thing to do was, I like to be friendly and I'd run past people like, hey, what's going on? And say hi to them. And then somebody told me, you realize that, when you do that, like you're frightening so many women, like the eye contact and whatever, and just they're not out for like the friendly hellos and this and that. And he said, so now I run with my eyes down on the ground. I don't make any eye contact with anybody. I don't say hello to anybody because I just don't want to be running around freaking women out. And so, yeah, I stopped doing that.
Not every woman's going to think that, though. Amy Schumer does not speak for every single piece of Amy Schumer's word doesn't speak for every single woman out there. Like Virginia even said she disagreed with her to a certain extent.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that's what I mean by that.
Yeah, because my buddy changed his behavior. And, when I read something like that and just trying to, have better understanding, you're saying, okay, are there things that I just do inadvertently where I think, okay, hey, because to me, I'm often concerned of being the opposite. Where I'm like, oh my God, that guy never makes eye contact. He looks straight down, which is true 90% of the time.
Stick with that.
Yeah, you're right.
If you stick with that, you'll be fine.
But I don't think every single woman, if a guy says hello to her, she's thinking he's going to assault her.
No.
Right.
If she's in a safe space and if there's other people around but if it's just the two of them and if she's already on guard, like she's jogging at dusk in the park by herself,
right,
and you do say something to her, it's going to be better off that you didn't than if you did. And I know that doesn't make sense. It kind of sounds like crazy, but don't draw attention to yourself or her or that you're acknowledging her. Just let her run and you run and everybody just do their own thing.
I knew a guy, 6'2", big old guy. I played ball with him. He got jumped in a park at nighttime. He was by himself, taking a walk and getting his ass kicked. Got mugged by a couple guys.
Yeah. Yeah, I just kind of wonder, though, like if you're a guy and you're a runner, a lot of times, how often do you see where you're just running and not thinking about it, and somebody turns around like, like, oh my gosh, they're running up after me. They don't realize you're just out running for exercise. One of the other moments that we have in life as a guy where I'm like, okay, I got to be mindful. There's a girl there, and if you do any kind of like, if you do it this way, you're going to freak them out.
All right, if you're saying hello to a woman, that shouldn't be all men are predators.
No, but if you want to not scare anybody, there's no need for you to say hi to her. You don't know her. There's nothing between you two.
Isn't that sad that you can't say hello to your neighbors anymore? Like, hello, you can't say hi?
But she feels vulnerable. She's out jogging by herself, and she's already afraid. So, I mean, if you don't acknowledge her or don't have any contact with her, it is the better way to handle it as a jogger, as a man jogger, as a woman jogger. I would say that to anybody.
Are we talking just jogging? I'm thinking about an overall thing. If you're walking down the street, let's say I'm walking down the street, I'm walking in front of Publix, it's just me and another woman, and I say hi to her, should I... Amy Schumer's making it sound like I probably shouldn't do that. I should probably look down and not be friendly to people, and that's sad to me.
I don't know. I mean, everybody's going to take it differently, but I would say to you... What do you care if you say hi to her or not? I'm telling you, if you err on the side of not saying hi to her, you'll never go wrong.
That's safer.
Safer, exactly. If you do say hi to her, you might scare her. She might be skittish. Who knows?
Right.
What do you care about saying hi to her? You're literally crossing paths and never going to see each other again. So it's like, what's the purpose of even saying something?
Interesting.
If you could possibly scare her.
Okay.
All right.
Interesting.
We're just jumpy over here. We're nervous.
Okay. Yeah. Well, just trying to figure out for my own sense just how people feel so I can adjust my behavior.
Luckily, I don't run anymore. But back when I did, when I was running, I used to run on Singer Island, and I used to constantly just run in fear.
But you should, like...
I never knew like who was going to jump out or what was going to happen. I trained for that half marathon, but I was like really scared the whole time. Because you never know. You're out there running by yourself, and it's not safe.
Yeah.
I tell Mags now she's not allowed to go run.
Right.
Treadmill, baby.
Treadmill. Okay. Interesting insight.
Don't say hi to people anymore. Gotcha.
Well, if you don't want to scare them.
Yeah, guess so. All right. Well, done. God, Kevin's such an asshole.
No.
Well,
I'm just telling you, this is how it is. You can either hate me
no,
or
I'm not.
what.
No, I'm not hating you. But it's like anytime you're, it just seems, and I'm not talking about you, but anytime you want to ask a question about that, like I'm going to, without a doubt, get emails just by the fact that I said, well, I can't say hi to a woman now, and then I'm going to get an email from someone saying, you don't get it, Bird, because you're a man and you don't understand it. And I don't know. Saying hi to somebody, that I was raised that you were supposed to say hello to your neighbor and talk to people and be friendly. And from what I'm gathering is, it'd be better if you just put your head down and just don't say anything anymore. Don't try to be friendly to people. And I'm just letting you know, on a personal level, that makes me sad.
Well, if you're in a safe space, absolutely say hi to people. If you're in a space where women don't feel very vulnerable and very afraid, but if you're out jogging, your example.
Be aware of where you might be.
I can tell you, as a woman who ran many, many miles, I was constantly afraid, and I did not want anybody to talk to me, and I was super jumpy, and in that circumstance, it's not a safe space, so nobody should be saying anything to anybody if they don't want to scare them.
Yeah. It's weird, boy. You go to places like in the Midwest. I was just in Columbus over the weekend. People are like going, hello. I was like, what? You're so jumpy. You're like, oh, what do you mean? Like, you're just, after you're so conditioned, like, people are like, everybody's like, oh, hello, hi, hello. Like, why is everybody saying hi to me?
Well, yeah, I mean...
And in a safe space,
what's
that's
wrong with
fine.
these people?
When there's lots of people around, that's awesome. I love that. I'm just saying when a woman by herself feels vulnerable, maybe that's not the good time to say hi to her.
Okay. Got an email from Tina. She said, hey, I'd sent you a story before. She goes out and she speaks different places about the sexual assault that happened with her in 2007. She said, some of the Nationers read my posts of the sexual assault in Virginia. It is so important that your friend does speak with somebody professionally who handles sexual assault about that story you told us, Virginia.
And she has been. I talked to my friend this week, and she's been talking to somebody.
She needs to. That's great. And she's keep going for it.
She's talking to a professional, and she's trying to figure out how she's going to tell her husband and her kids.
Good, though. I think that's the right step.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she said that in my situation, I'm missing two critical locations in the story. I guess you just kind of, defense mechanism, you kind of like black it out.
It happens.
It does.
And there's not enough therapy in the world to recall that. It's been blocked for 22 years. And witnesses typically take the side of the accuser, not the victim. So I'm starting to share my story all over again. However, not all survivors are able to. And so I appreciate the support that I've received. A lot of supporters are now wearing black on Fridays in solidarity and support with all of us who survived rape. And I'm grateful to those who support me, and I never shy away from doubters. Thank you to those nationers like Lynn, Shantae, and Melissa who support me. So there you go, Tina.
Very
Good for you, Tina.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it does make you feel better, too, to share your story. So keep sharing.
That's right. Send us those emails to mail@kvjshow.com. All right. Got to continue to make up excuses to miss photo ops. Just kidding.
They can totally Photoshop us in.
Right. You guys have a great day. And if you would like to, again, bring out those donations, we are doing that all day today till 7 p.m. at the Palm Beach Harley-Davidson on 45th Street, just west of I-95. Tomorrow it's going to be 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. at the Palm Beach Outlets on Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard, all part of the Hurricane Michael Relief Donation Drive.
And today is Tuesday, October 16th. Tomorrow's the 17th.
Yep. So hop out and help out if you can. Goodbye.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems, ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.